Hey, this is Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, one half of the team that powers Dungeonswag.com. And today I think we're going to do a new experiment to make modular roads. Mine are about 10 years old and starting to fall apart. So I thought it would be helpful if we made some new ones. So what I have here is some soil that I may or may not have borrowed from maybe one of my wife's flower gardens, planter things. But it's soil, and I didn't have to root through it for bugs. So you want to have some soil. There's about, I don't know, 3/4 of a cup there. I didn't measure. And we're going to get some sand. I'm going to put a good bit of sand in there. There we go. So we got some sand, we got some dirt. We're going to get a little bit of flock. We're just going to add as many textures as we can to this to make it fancy. Okay. Don't go too far. Flock. Because that's something you just can't grab off the ground. You got to make that. Okay. Let's put a little baking soda in there. Hey, you know what? I don't know the rules. I'm just doing my thing. All right. So let's get something to start with. I found this nifty butter knife. Pick out big chunks that we might have grabbed along the way. Stir it up. Get it consistent. Ooh, look at that. That's going to be a good road someday. All right, let's get a little Mod Podge. Let's get a little glue. There we go. I'm thinking a little bit of brown paint. Darker, gooder. Getting low on brown paint, get it to make a trip. Well, I got a bunch of little jugs of that. Let's stir it up and see what we come up with here. Now, you can make your modular roads really bendy. You could use like silicone caulking and stuff in them, I suppose. I think I might have actually seen somebody's headline for their video that they've done that. To be honest with you, if I had more time to watch YouTube, I'd know more what I'm talking about. If I spent time testing any of my builds, it'd probably go a lot better. Alright, so we got enough here for a little bit of modular road. Let's go ahead and make sure it's stirred extra good. And I'd like to darken that up just a tad, but I don't want to risk ruining it. So let's set that to the side. Let's get a little bit of parchment paper. And I've cut a little guide, kind of like how big I want my modular pieces to be. Pardon me, I burped a little bit. Let's get some gloves. Put that over. That actually, the shinier side is kind of the side you want. But the problem is, we don't need to take this off after the road is built. We can leave this on. It won't hurt anything. Alright, we're going to get our stuff here. Get a little bit of it out. Just a glob or so. We want to look at our guide. Say we're going for about 3 inches and we want to start spreading it out. Now, when this dries, it will shrink down some. So, the goal is not to have crisp and fancy looking roads here, right? We want grass to show on our edges in a jagged kind of pattern. About 3 inches wide, about 3 inches wide. So for our end pieces, there is something we want to do. We want to try to make those a little bit flat. So if you can kind of drag that around to fill up any holes and make that flat, go ahead and do that that way. If we want to make an intersection next, spread it out. You want the base to be slightly bigger than your 3 inch, and you kind of want to pinch in some 3 inch-ish pieces. Drag it around, fill the insides if you can. A little bit shallow, let's bring it out some, or bring it into meat, whatever works better. And don't forget, this stuff's going to dry. Pardon me. Okay. Oh, look, I've done bad. That's all right. We can fix that right up, can't we? Now, let's assume if you wanted some bricks or some stone sticking in this, that's an easy fix, dudes. Alright, so we want a couple bricks in our road. Sticking up. It's better to find kind of a lower spot. If you have something flat, like you carved out a thin piece of foam, that might actually be ideal for this. Now you think that's going to pop out, and you're right, it will pop out. And that's okay, because when that pops out, when it dries, you just put a little dab of glue, paint it, and throw it back in. We'll put some rock on our road, a couple rocks here. Let me find something. Got this little thing of small rocks. This was not some, I didn't find these rocks naturally. Somebody, I believe, gave those to me. And grab our knife, just kind of touch those in. Alright, so quick, easy, pretty much free. Mod Podge is always an expense. You could use this glue, but I will tell you, everybody kind of says this, glue goes back in the solution when you get it wet with water again. You have a little bit of leftover here, no problem. Throw a lid on it. Get a marker. Road mud. That'll hold for a couple days, maybe even a week, until I want to make more roads. I probably won't. So then we just take this, walk away. When it dries, which will take a couple days most likely, unless we sit here with a blow dryer or put it right in front of the fan all night. It dries, hit it with a light dry brush, fix any of the stuff that popped up, glue it back in place. Hit the rocks with a little bit of gray. You got your roads. I have some done. They're upstairs. They're old, but I'll show them to you in the thumbnail for this. This is going to be the same deal. Thanks for watching. Have a nice evening.